Welcome back to my channel. I literally had to film another video because after I posted, I was so happy and I was like, I have to just sit down and film another video because it was so much fun to like film and edit it and just kind of like have everyone watch, and I'm so excited. Today I'm going to do a video that was requested from my girl Sammy. She is going to Mizzou next year, and I thought it was a really good idea because I do have like people watching that are obviously going to Mizzou next year, and I thought it'd be a really good video to kind of like switch it up because yesterday I kind of did like a beauty video and today I want to do a lifestyle video kind of. I'm going to do an advice video on incoming freshmen for Mizzou. This can work for like every college. It's just kind of like what I experienced and like what I kind of wish I knew. Even though like I'm still a freshman and I still like have to go through second semester, I thought it would be fun to kind of like tell you guys what I experienced first semester, which like I'm taking into second semester, if that makes sense. So I have a list right in front of me of like stuff I want to talk about. I'm so excited. Literally after yesterday posting and like getting so much feedback and like everyone is just loving my videos, I was just like, oh my god, I want to film more and I want to film what people are requesting. So I thought this would be a perfect video to kind of start it off with. Kind of just like a chill, like sit down video. It's not like formal or anything. I'm just kind of like talking to you guys like normal. And I have my Mizzou shirt on today. If you guys are like, what the heck is she wearing? Yeah. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also the bell button so you get notified every time I post. And also give this video a thumbs up because it really helps out a lot. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is move-in day. Move-in day was one of the most stressful days for me. Like, I'm just going to tell you guys my experience because it was literally awful. So I think my check-in time was at like 11 and I got there like pretty much at 11, but all the lines for like to get your room key or to like sign in, you have to do like a bunch of stuff when you like walk into the Hearn Center, and it literally takes forever because people that had like check-in times at like 10 are like still in line. So I waited in lines for probably 2 hours before I could actually like get in my car to like go to my dorm. Literally to get to my dorm, there was so much traffic. I think we sat in traffic for another 2 hours. Like, it was so incredibly long and stressful, and it was so hot outside. So we had 2 cars because I had like so much stuff and like carpet and everything, and my mom's car is really small. 2 cars to get through, it took even longer. Cars are lined up down the streets just to get to my dorm, and literally I sat in Greektown for like 2 hours trying to get there. But then when we finally got there, it was really nice because people come, like the soccer team and like other sports teams come and help like take all your stuff up to your room. So it was really nice. So we just like pulled up and we took everything out of the car, put them in like big like roller bin things, and they took it up to my room. It was really nice, and then they dropped it all off and left. So when we moved my sister in, she went to University of Central Missouri. We actually had to like take everything up the stairs ourselves, which was like really not fun, and it was really hot, and they didn't have an elevator. But at Mizzou, they have people that just take it up for you. So it's literally so nice. So that made the process a little bit more faster. And then we got in my room and we started decorating it. And we didn't get to my room till like 3 in the afternoon. And then I had a sorority rush meeting at like 6. So I only had 3 hours to set up my whole room. And I am very like particular about my room and like how it looks and everything. So by the time we like started getting everything up, like it takes a while to set up your room, and you might not even realize it, especially for girls. Like if you have a lot of stuff to set up, it's going to take a while. So when we were working, we were like trying to hurry up because I had this meeting obviously, and we had to run to Target because you forget stuff. Like naturally you're gonna forget stuff. You're gonna have to go to Target, you're gonna have to buy stuff. So we had to run to Target, and it just took up so much time. We only had an hour left, and then I just remember like standing in my room and it was just a mess. My desk was in the middle of my room, my bed was not made, stuff everywhere, and I literally was just like, Mom, you cannot leave me. Like I cannot like do this all by myself. It was so stressful. We have that sorority meeting at 6 if you are rushing. So she stayed and ended up helping out with my room, which was really nice, and I came back and it was all done. So thank you, Mom. Definitely if you're rushing, I would get to your clock in time early because a lot of people are going to be there, and honestly the time like doesn't really matter. Like they don't really check. You kind of just like walk in and do your own thing. Some of my friends were like moved in by the time like I even got to my dorm. Some are like at 8 a.m. and some of them are at 12 p.m. So it literally just depends. But I would definitely get there like a half an hour early so that you're just like ready to go and jump in lines. Also, if you have people with you, split up in the lines, because my whole family, like we stayed together and like moved through the lines, and I think that took longer. So if you have like your mom and your dad there, like you go to the sorority line if you're rushing. I mean, if you're not rushing, then like you still can do this, but like you go to the housing line, you go to this, you go to the room key, like you just need to split up so that the time goes by way much faster. Also, if you're like a girly girl like me and you like to like keep a theme in your room and you like home, make your room as homey as possible. That's what I did. I kind of made my room like it is now. I made it like pink and stuff so that I wouldn't feel as homesick right when I moved in. I think that helped a lot because I loved my room. If I didn't like my room, I think I would be a lot more homesick, because it's just like a girl thing. I feel like you just have to like make your room your own, and you have to make it feel comfortable to yourself, or else it's gonna feel like kind of weird and kind of like it's not your room. So that's kind of like my biggest advice. Like when people ask me about my room, I'm like, I just tried to make it as homey as I could, made it as close to my room as I could, but still like new. Like I don't have gold in my room right now, I have gray, but I like made it pink, made it what I like, made it what I'm comfortable with, so that it would just make the transition easier to go to school. Next is rushing. If you're not rushing, this won't be very long, because I don't know yet. Comment down below if you want to see it, but I think I'm gonna make a whole rush video on Mizzou, like kind of my experience, and then like tips and tricks on like what you should do during rush. Personally, I had a very good rush. It was very fun for me. A lot of people don't have a fun experience, but going from house to house was so much fun for me, and like I love talking to people, so it was literally like one of the best experiences for me. I remember like texting my mom and my sister, and I was like, this is so much fun, like I love doing this. So I kind of want to give advice on that so that you're not as stressed, because it is a stressful week. But if you could kind of use some of the tips and tricks that I used, then maybe it won't be as stressful for you. So I might do a whole video on that, so I don't want to talk about it right now. But definitely get involved if you're not rushing, because getting involved is going to make you meet people. You can literally meet people from like your dorm floor. They have dorm floor meetings. I recommend getting like a floor group me. My floor personally doesn't have that, and I kind of wish it did, because you just meet so many people from that. I know my friends do, and they say like they know all these people, and like if you need something, like those people are always there for you. That's definitely a way to meet people through that. Also, if you're not rushing, just like get involved in like programs, because you want to meet people, and it's not hard to meet people in college, but it also is. Like everyone is like learning like the same ways, and everyone's new, so everyone's trying to meet people. So just get involved. You don't want to be that person that's like sitting in your room. Like you want to get out and meet people, because that's going to make your college experience like so much more fun. Next, I'm going to talk about getting on a schedule. This is something I really struggled with at first, and then I finally was like snapping into it, and I was like, Sam, you need to get on a schedule right now. Your first 2 weeks, you are literally like slammed, because you don't know your schedule. You don't know like what homeworks to do like on certain days. Usually classes have like a schedule routine of like what you're gonna do. At least that's what I had. Like first semester, I knew I always had like chemistry homework due on Monday, and nutrition homework was always due like the day before the test. So I spread it out like during the weeks that I had. So you need to look at like your full class schedule and then make your own scheduled time off that. That is like the biggest thing that I recommend, because I remember like my first 2 weeks of school, I was so stressed and like so overwhelmed, because I had so much schoolwork, and like I didn't know anything was due, and like I was just like, oh my god. So I definitely recommend getting a planner, writing it down. If you don't write it down, you're not gonna remember. I mean, some people can do that, but it's very stressful. What I did is I took sticky notes and I wrote everything that was due this week and the days I was going to do it. So then I just stuck it on my desk. So then when I got back from class and I was like ready to do homework, I just look up at the sticky note and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And then I'd cross it off. Crossing it off helps so much, because then you feel like you're accomplishing things, and then it will give you motivation to do more. I don't know, that's just my mindset. When I cross stuff off, I'm like, oh yeah, like I keep going, I keep crossing stuff off, like I have motivation to do more. A lot of people have different ways of like their scheduling and like writing it down, but that's just what I did. I also had a planner. I wrote a lot in. Literally just get on a schedule so you're not stressed, because I was so stressed and I remember that, and I'm definitely taking that into second semester to just nail it down like the first 2 weeks of school and get to know my schedule, get to know my homework schedule, get to know what I'm doing. And exams, do not cram. It is not a high school exam. You are going to have so much information on an exam. First semester, I was really lucky because a lot of my classes gave like study hints or study guides or something like that, except for chemistry. And I remember chemistry, I'd literally have to like cram like hundreds of slides into my brain just to memorize for like a 22 question test. Like, it was stupid. My classes were always on the same exam schedule, so I literally have like 3 exams in one day and 2 the next. And I remember like just my first exams, like first rounds, I was so incredibly stressed, and I didn't do as well as I wanted to because I crammed, because I was like, oh, it's just like a high school exam, like I'll be fine. So then I crammed, and then I remember texting my mom and I was like, I'm not smart enough for Mizzou, like that test was so hard. Like, don't do that. Study days before, you'll be so much less stressed. You'll get a lot more sleep. Definitely start studying like 5 days before at like the least. Just kind of go through your information. Like, it doesn't hurt to just sit down and look through the slides and kind of get it in your brain before the night before, so you're not cramming so much information in your head, because they'll literally throw so much information at you because it's over like multiple chapters. One thing, when I first went, I was like really stressed about where my classes were, and I would literally remember like pulling it up on my GPS like at my dorm, and I'm like, okay, memorize the routes so you don't look like a little freshman like walking around like this. So I remember like looking at the routes, and then I'd literally go the longest way, like down on the outer road, to get to like the middle of campus, when I could literally just like cut through in like 10 minutes. So definitely get to know like the shortcut routes to your classes, and you'll figure it out. Like, once you go a few times, then you're like, oh, I know where this is. Like, you just go, it's natural. You'll kind of know like the route when you like start going there for a while, and then you'll like know where things are. Next, I'm going to talk about online lectures. A lot of classes have an online class called Tegrity, which is very nice, I will say. But also, do not skip class a lot just because you're watching Tegrity. And I know during the winter time, it was very tempting to just get on Tegrity and watch it, even though you probably won't want to do that either. So I just really recommend just like getting up and going to class. And in the winter, I definitely skipped. I'm not gonna lie, I skipped some classes and watched them on Tegrity. But if you go to class and you write it down, just get it over with, and then you come back and you have like the rest of the day. Like, I didn't like having more homework to do watching Tegrity. I don't know, that's just kind of how I felt, and I thought it was just easier to just get up and go to class. It gives you something to do. You don't need to sit in bed like every day and skip class. But they do have that, and it's very nice to like go back and take notes, or if you're sick, or if it's really cold out and you really don't want to go and there's only one class on the day, you do have Tegrity, and it's very helpful. The teacher basically just records their lecture and records their computer like as they're going through slides, and they literally record like what they're saying in class, and then they'll like answer questions that people ask in class, and it's still on the Tegrity. It's very helpful, but very dangerous, because it literally makes you want to skip class so much, because you're like, oh, I'll just watch the Tegrity, you know. But definitely go to class. Last kind of like tip I guess I have is like the food. Do not go to the same place over and over, and do not eat the same food over and over. I live by Southwest at Mizzou, and literally I went there way too much, and I'd go through phases of like eating the same thing over and over because I was like sick of like the last thing I ate. So make sure to mix it up, because I literally ate like fettuccine like every day, and now I'm so sick of it and I can't eat it anymore. And I literally ate like the chicken sandwiches every day, and now I'm sick of it. So now I'm like sick of like the whole food restaurant, because I like went through phases. So don't do that, and I recommend walking to other places, go out with your friends, go to other food places to eat because you don't want to be sick of like the place that's right next to you, because then when it got cold and I really didn't want to walk like all the way across campus to like get to Plaza, I had to go to Southwest and I would just like not even eat because I was so sick of it. So definitely recommend going to different places, going with your friends, especially when it's warm out, so then when it gets cold out, you can walk over to the little place next to you. Yeah, so that is all the tips and tricks I have. I think this is going to be a really long video, so I kind of just like was blabbling on. But if you guys have any more questions, please like leave a comment or DM me on Instagram if you have any more questions, and I will gladly answer them. And I also think I'm going to do a rush experience and kind of tips and tricks on how to have a good rush and a fun rush, because rush is supposed to be like fun and like a good experience for you, even though it's really, really stressful, but it's supposed to be fun. So I think I'm going to do a whole video on like how to make rush fun. I don't know, it kind of sounds fun. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was like a little helpful to like all the incoming freshmen, because I know I wanted to know a lot when I was a freshman and I didn't know that. So if you guys want to know more, just again leave a comment or DM me on Instagram. I will gladly answer. But yeah, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any more recommendations, also leave them down below. I'm listening and I want to film what you guys want to see. I don't want to film like what I want to see or like what I want to film, you know? I want to film what you guys want to see. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell, because that would literally make my world, and to give this video a thumbs up. And thank you guys again for so much good feedback on my first video. Like, I was so nervous to post it and I was like, I cannot do this. And then after I posted it and I got so much feedback, I was like, I just want to film more and do more and post so much and post every day. Like, that's literally what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling so much happiness, and I could not do that without all of your guys' support. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Growing up in the golden age, throwing rocks to your window pane. Kiss me once and I'll float away, but that ain't me anymore.